Wait. Welcome, everyone, to part 2 of our epic podcast series every Wednesday, between 5 and 6. Am I right, Ahmet?
I mean, I suppose so.
Now, I don't expect him to be doing a lot of talking because Mr. Ahmet wants to watch Naruto during our podcast.
I am not doing that at all.
And my phone isn't at 68%.
Man, that's such a bad number because it's so close to such a good number.
Yeah, that's why I'm plugging it in as we speak. I need the screenshot.
You need to plug it in for 1% and then just unplug it.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, this entire podcast, our main topic will be funny. That's literally it. Just funny things.
Oh my gosh.
So I have a couple of screenshots, basically debatable screenshots. Basically, like, this podcast is going to be debatable things. That's what I'm thinking. Hang on.
Right.
I have one screenshot. Actually, the oldest
podcast has something I'm debating.
Yeah.
Oh, is this going to be the shopping thing?
It was. I mean, it is. Okay, there's this other screenshot I gotta get. Basically, like... Hang on, let me just look it up. I have the original screenshot.
It's in
Right
the
now.
channel.
Shush.
Scroll up.
Hang on. I got it. Images. No, not that.
I mean, I think it's clear to see here.
Hang on, if the USA was here it is. Okay. I got it. So this is gonna be the perfect argument I have. So if you would look in general, or in other words, I will just put it up on the screen here and give me a moment. There it is. I'll put it, hang on, give me a moment.
Man. Alright, if we're gonna go talk about the shopping carts, I already know which one I think is the best.
Okay, there we go. I had to plug in my headphones. They were on a
The
lower.
best.
Okay, here it is. Boom. Bam. If you would look on your screen right now, this is the first debatable things we will be talking about. We'll be talking about our personal favorites, which one would be technically best due to its stats, and which one would be best for each situation. Now,
just scroll up a little. Why did you go through the trouble of getting that picture?
because that's hang on. Because there's not another one. This is the only one there. Okay, like I was saying, I'll start us off and go ahead and give us an introductory on each one. The standard. Just the standard, normal, everyday shopping cart. The standard one you usually have. The double trouble. Usually if you're just going in and out, you want to go really fast. But no, it's not debate time. We gotta wait for the debate time. And then the big hangry. If you want to make it in and out one trip. You want one buggy to carry everything. The tall fella. A lot of handling and a lot of stealth. Pretty good. The aisle warrior. Fastest boy on the streets. Graham's everyday carry. Just like Grandma used to make. The type. The good old toddler fun. The one you had the most fun in as a toddler. The compact cruiser. Looks like something you would see in, like, maybe HEB or something. And then there's the artifact. Good sounding, pretty ancient sounding too, but pretty cool. Now, which one is your personal favorite, Ahmet?
Look, the capacity's low. But as a man, I wouldn't typically go get a lot of stuff in one grocery trip anyways. So the tall fella is just too good. It has high speed, high handling, and it's super stealthy, so I don't run it, so, you know.
Yeah,
don't draw
you can go in and out, not meeting your teachers.
Yeah, and on top of that, I mean, the capacity may be low, but I don't need that much in one trip.
Yeah, you don't need that.
That tall fella's good. There ain't no one better on this.
What I would go for is the Isle Warrior. See, it may have no stealth and no capacity, but boy, can you pick up some speed in that thing.
I don't know how.
The name, me neither, but the name itself, the Isle Warrior. I can go and get my Play-Doh. Wait, no. You know those like little, what is it? What's that, company that makes baby toys?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
It has like a rainbow symbol or something.
Gay.
I don't remember what it's called, but like, they would make like a plastic wall and put a sticker on it and call it an Isle. That's why this one is an Isle Warrior. That's my personal favorite. So now we're gonna give you each one, and we're gonna make up our own stat. So the standard. I don't entirely agree with the handling. Oh yeah, I actually agree with this 100%. But maybe the speed could be a little bit higher. Maybe not 1/4, maybe like 1/3, a little bit higher. The handling, there's always a messed up wheel. There's always going to be one. The stealth, it's not stealthy at all. You stop, the thing just goes clank, makes a lot of noise. So it's not.
Yeah, I agree with the standard stats. I agree with the standard.
Maybe the stealth will be a little bit higher in speed. The stealth a little bit lower and the speed a little bit higher. Capacity. Yeah, that's pretty good. I agree with the standard. Now, what do you think about the standard? What's wrong with it, or what could be better about it?
The standard and double trouble all look kind of good.
That's the thing with the double trouble. To me, it does not. I don't agree with the capacity. It can't hold that much. You can maybe get
less than I could lower the capacity.
It doesn't have the same capacity as the standard, is what I'm trying to say.
I think Big Henry should have a little more speed, though. We need a bad boy going real fast.
Yeah, but you gotta think. I think maybe all of these are based on if they were full of stuff. So you notice like the smaller carts have like more speed. So maybe if they're like full of stuff, that's how fast they would be going. So it kind of makes sense that it'd go that slow.
I'm gonna pick up some speed. Downhill, bro.
Double trouble, it does not have that much capacity. But everything else, I agree with. Big Henry, yeah, he had a lot of capacity. A little bit more stealth, maybe. Handling, and it's pretty good to handle. Speed, not much. I agree.
It's gonna be all big and heavy like that. Yeah, very slow. Actually, the handling may be a little too high.
Yeah, good point. Because it's like bigger, so it's kind of harder to turn. The tall fella, though, handling, it should be at 100. Handling should be at 100. Those things you can just turn on a dial just instantly.
Yep. I like the tall fella. I'll be riding around in that thing. Now, I don't know if I fully agree with the Isle Warrior speed thing, though. Like, if you're an average heighted person, you're going to have to reach down so far to just even move it. You're not going to be able to run at full capacity. I don't know, with speed, I think it's just trying to give it something with that speed,
You do have a fair point. If only I had the classic British music like I was looking for. The violins and stuff. Now, the Isle Warrior. What a name. Know what I'm saying? Isle Warrior. Top speed is the Dom Toretto of the shopping cart meta. Wait, no, what's his car's name? No idea. But the handling could be... Yeah, I agree with the handling. It's really hard to handle. Stealth, I don't agree with that. You can be really quiet. No, since its wheels are plastic, they're really loud. So it's really about speed.
I think its speed would be lower.
Okay.
Zooming around in that thing. If you are, you're 5.
Hey, listen. I think it's better. I think it's pretty good.
And then
Either the
5-year-olds like the power to get it to that speed. That's maximum potential.
See the only thing I don't agree with it is maybe this Actually, no, I agree with it all. Hard and decently easy to handle, very fast. Because whenever you would go to your little cousin's house and they have those things, you just push them at a blazing speed.
Graham's everyday carry though.
To me, though, that's not exactly Graham's everyday carry. Like, what Grandma always gets is the double trouble. She doesn't usually get that one, because we usually don't have them.
I don't remember my grandma ever even pushing it.
The speed. I kind of agree with the speed, but the handling, I don't necessarily agree with. Because, they're not made to go fast.
I don't know those type of buggies. I don't use those.
Well, judging by the looks of it, I would just think of it being like a walker or something. I wouldn't think it would be able to go fast and have good handling. I would think it would tip over due to its center of mass being so small. But the stealth, I say it's okay stealthy. Yeah, I agree with that. Capacity, yeah, it's okay. Grams just needs a couple of apples and then they're good. Now, what do you think about the stats of that?
Oh, they're all fair, man.
Think they're all fair? Yeah. The only thing I don't agree with is maybe stealth. Maybe a tiny bit lower. But hey, this isn't 100% accurate. This is, take this with a grain of salt. Yeah. Okay, the Tyke. I don't know why it's the red and yellow ones that go so fast, but it's because they're made of plastic and not aluminum. The speed, high. Handling, I don't agree with the handling much. Because, they're kind of harder to turn, especially if you have a kid in there. The stealth, yes, you can see that thing.
Sasuke Uchiha.
Oh, hey, no, sir. Bad child.
What? What's happening?
I know you're seeing some kind of anime.
No, I was just saying Naruto Uzumaki and Sasuke Uchiha.
Unbelievable. You can watch Naruto when we're done. The Tyke. It's stealth. I know why the Eye Warrior and the Tyke have no stealth, because you can see them from 2 nautical miles away. They're very bright, and it's just hard to miss. Capacity, it's not made for capacity. It's made just to put your kid in and throw them. So what do you think about the stats of the Tyke? Where did you go? You didn't die, did you? I think you died. Oh! Okay. There you are. Welcome back.
Yeah, bruh.
Alright, back to our little debate. Were we on the Tyke or the compact? I think we're still on the Tyke.
It has no stats. It has nothing. The Tyke can't do nothing.
What do you mean the Tyke can't do nothing?
Tyke should be able to
if you took off the little back thing, if you had just a little car, whenever you had your when you had your little cousins in there or little neighbors or something, you would just push them and let's say you were the toddler and you were in that car, you felt like you were going way fast because they were pushing you at high speeds.
Need for speed. Those things too slow for me.
What do you mean? It's just a tad bit slower than the artifact. But hey, it is still slower. The handling, it's the same as the artifact. Stealth, technically the artifact does have better stats. Technically. The artifact looks stupid and the other one doesn't. So, there's that.
The artifact
to the compact cruiser. Compact cruiser, it looks like something from Star Wars. It just looks cool. The speed. I've never seen this buggy in my life. I didn't know this.
It doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like an orange. It just looks like a normal buggy. Yeah,
it looks like an okay buggy. It looks pretty aerodynamic, so I would say maybe the speed be a little bit higher. The handling, it looks like it could have a lot of handling.
No, it's got them messed up wheels, bro.
Yeah, the stealth, yeah, the handling, it does have funky looking wheels. The stealth, I would say it's pretty stealthy. I mean, compared to all the others, they have like a different color. This one's just like white, so it's like harder to see. So there's that. The capacity, I wouldn't say it's that low. By looking at it, it has more capacity than the Tyke. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
the Isle Warrior does not have more capacity than this. There's no way. You know what I'm saying? So I would say the capacity a little bit higher. That's the only thing I have a problem with. So what do you think of the stats of the compact cruiser?
Yeah, I mean, it would clearly have more capacity if that's the capacity of the Isle Warrior.
Yeah. See, based off of everything else, I would say capacity a little bit more.
It
That's the
almost
only
looks like they gave the Isle Warrior more capacity.
Maybe it has a secret spot somewhere.
And I think you're right, the Artifact's just a worse Tyke. It has the same speed, or the Artifact's a better Tyke. It has the same speed and handling, but a better stealth and capacity.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have the same speed. If you look at really, really closely, you can see it has a tiny bit more speed.
Dang, it's just way better Tyke.
So the only thing wrong with the compact cruiser is capacity. I would make that a little bit higher. So, on to the Artifact. So, since this is your kind of buggy, I'll let you do your judgment first.
It's a better Tyke. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
It's not the worst one on the board.
Its speed is pretty high, and its handling is also pretty high. I would say the Artifact is also a good one, but there's not much wrong with it. You can't go wrong with the Artifact, you know what I'm saying? High speed, high handling is all you really need. Then you're the Fast and Furious of the Walmarts. You would just be zooming around, cruising around everywhere. Your wheels always have traction. So far, based on what I've seen, it has the second highest handling. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it does. Well, it's tied for second with the Tyke and compact cruiser.
No, the Tall has more handling.
Yeah, the Tall I'm talking about. It's tied for second with the Tyke and compact cruiser.
The Tall has more handling, way more stealth, more capacity, and just a little less speed.
The Tyke, the compact cruiser, and the Artifact all have the same handling, but the Tall fella has the most. So Tall fella is number one. Number two, it's a tie between the Tyke, compact cruiser, and Artifact for handling. Now you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I'm just saying, all around, Tall fella best one.
Yeah, Tall fella has the most handling. I don't see how that would work, but if you stood on the back of it, you just fall. But we're not on Tall fella yet. We are on the Artifact. Stealth, to be honest, I don't see how any of these at all would be stealthy. Because they make a lot of noise.
I think the stealth comparison is just how stealthy for a shopping cart is it? As far as shopping carts go, I think that one would be pretty stealthy, and it's a pretty basic looking. There's nothing significant about it. I think the Artifact needs more stealth.
Probably. Like maybe if you mess with the wheels,
it stands out the least. The two that stand out the least are the Standard and the Artifact. Those are the two most least questionable. Maybe even Combat Cruiser. I think they all deserve a little more stealth as far as stealth goes.
Yeah, Big Henry is the kind you would see in Target, somewhere where they want to buy you a lot of stuff. I mean, you want to buy a lot of stuff. The Artifact's capacity, I 100% agree with that. Based on what I'm looking at, it doesn't look like it'd hold much.
Mm-hmm.
But by looking at the shopping cart itself, I do see one big, massive downside. If you look at the back tires, you'll see there's not a connection there, so you can't jump on the cart and just zoom around. You gotta always be running.
That's true. They don't have a lower. That's probably why its capacity is taking a hit as well, because it doesn't have a lower part for you to put stuff on.
Yeah. Also, you can't jump in it whenever you're running because its capacity is too low.
I just realized a lot of these don't have some.
So the Artifact would have the most stamina consumption out of all these. the big Henry, probably the least amount of stamina consumption, because since it's like long, it's center mass, like you can hang on the back and you won't fall out. Tall fella, you can hang on it, but it's a risk. Like there's like a 60% chance you would fall over unless you're like really. It's more like a 90 something.
It's
or
fine.
80 something.
It's fine.
It's very difficult. So, based on all these, I've changed my mind on my new favorite. I would go with the tall fella because the speed and handling are both high, but it also has a lot of stealth.
Right?
So I could go assassinate in the tomato section and just all out. So the only few things we had problems with were like maybe a few, most of them were capacity. Stealth, we wouldn't really know much. So this was part 1 of our debate. I have a part 2 that I got just recently. It's if the United States became a Hunger Games competition. I'm going to go ahead and post it right here, and boom. This is what the United States would be if it was a Hunger Games.
The frick out of everything.
Yes. There are 5 districts. District 1, District 2, District 3, District 4, and District 5. Now,
yo, get the f- out of here. We literally have more landmass than anyone else.
that may be true, but you gotta remember, it's not about landmass. It's about like power.
We also have a lot of the population.
Which, yes, I completely agree that number 3 would win without any.
We have the craziest people. We have the rudest.
That's the thing.
We have the craziest people. We have the most people. We have the most land. We have a lot of resources. We're connected to Mexico. We can get them. We can get them in on this.
The best part about it.
All the
best part about it is, if we did have a Hunger Games and this was real, we would win because we would first send Florida Man on the front lines. You know what I'm saying? He could just take them all by himself if he wanted to. He'd show up naked and rob all your Burger Kings. Who knows? He's Florida Man. He's unexpected. Then you have Louisiana as well. Since we're interrupting them from cooking gumbo, it's not going to look pretty. The worst part is, whenever they tear your tail up, you're not even going to know what they're saying. Texas. There's a saying. Don't mess with Texas. That's the name, that's what they say. Don't mess with Texas. Because you don't want to mess with Texas. Nobody says don't mess with Utah. You can mess with Utah. But you don't mess with Texas. I can't see, but is that Colorado? No, that's Oklahoma. What's right above Texas? Isn't that Colorado or Oklahoma?
No, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma. I don't know much about Oklahoma, but I know they're crazy.
Colorado is in
District 1 will probably be the hardest one to get rid of because they have California.
I don't know, that's a bunch of small states with like not a lot of stuff.
But you gotta know, those Californians, my man, they can go nuts.
I don't know.
And
they're already they're too stupid.
Kind of like each district has its own carry. Like District 1, its carry is, instantly California.
Yo,
maybe
District 1 doesn't have enough water resources, like, honestly, because just think of it this way, California, heat stroke, all that stuff.
They do have the mountains. They do have mountains around them.
Yeah, but it's super cold in some of those places, and the places that it's not, it's super hot. They don't have good temperatures over there. Their climate's gonna kill them.
If you really think about it, the people in the cold and there's people in hot, so that means they're both adapted to certain temperatures. So even freezing temperatures won't stop them, and boiling temperatures won't stop them. They would just go out anyways. We would probably get stopped if it was like climate change, which in the Hunger Games that probably could happen. So in District 1, I would say the main character would be like California, because they're just nuts. They do crazy things over there. There's voodoo everywhere.
Yo, they got Hawaii too.
Oh yeah, they got Hawaii.
Also, it's debatable who actually has Washington D.C. green or orange, because Washington D.C. is like right there. I think orange has it.
Washington D.C. is like a tiny bit higher. Based on when I'm zooming in, I think they have Washington D.C. because it's like a small spot. I'm seeing North Carolina and then Tennessee, and then that's it. I don't see anything else. But so District 1, it would be eliminated based on what our observations. Like it would be eliminated.
No, also District 4. District 4 is too. That's all the NICE. That's
No,
all the.
we're not at District 4 yet. So basically, District 1, it would get eliminated. It will put up a good fight, but it would get eliminated in the long run.
District 5 is too small.
Hang on, we're on District 2. We're going in numerical order, not chronological.
District 2 would put up the biggest fight. They'd still lose.
District 2, they do have those Alaskans, and they all have beards. So, when a man has a beard, you gotta watch out. You know what I'm saying? They have Washington. Nobody talks about Washington, so that's just there. I don't even think anybody lives in Washington. I've never seen or heard of anybody who lives in Washington. Have you?
Nope. But that's because it's like on the other side of the country. It's not that.
I don't see a point. I know people who live in Oklahoma and Arizona, but hey, we live in Texas.
They literally border us.
Hey.
Like Arizona's like New Mexico.
Vermont, I think that's what it's called. I know people who live in Vermont. We should go about that.
Also on this side of the country, like
what's the? I think it's Vermont. What's next to Washington D.C.? Like
the Carolinas, no. Carolina.
Like a place like Vermont or something like that.
I don't know that people.
Well, I just whenever find out.
Point is, 1 getting destroyed, 4 getting destroyed, 3.
Hey, we're trying to make the most time out of this, and you are burning through it. Okay, back to what I was saying. District 2. Like I said, I don't know much about District 2. I don't know much about that region. I don't even know what's up there. But they wouldn't do much based on what I know. Now, District 3, on the other hand, both me and Ahmet both agree that it would come out on top based on the amount of people and the amount of skill.
Look. Hey, and don't say it's just because we live here. I was born in California. I was born in District 1.
No wonder you're nuts.
District 1, you get destroyed, bro.
Exactly. District 1 and District 2 will both put up a good fight, but I think District 1 and District 2 will fight each other first since they're bordering, obviously. But District 1 and District 4, but you gotta think, since we are the most powerful, since District 3 is the most powerful and obviously the most powerful, maybe some of them will team up and try to conquer.
That's what I'm saying. District 3 would get attacked. Would be that's what they're gonna come after District 3, which is why I think we conquer District 5 because it's a small landmass, and we can use a lot of our smaller countries or smaller states to conquer it, while we send in Texas, Oklahoma, Oklahoma's on that big to try to go through 1 and get one's a bunch of weaklings, 1 or 4 because 4 is also a bunch of weaklings. And then once we've conquered land, we're gonna attack 2. We're gonna just conquer the frick out of it.
So basically, what we would do is we would send Florida, I think that's Minnesota, North Carolina, and South Carolina to District 5. We would send all those countries to District 5. The middle-ish, Texas, Oklahoma. What's above Oklahoma? Isn't that Colorado? Yeah, I think that's Colorado.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Colorado, right above Oklahoma. So
I know.
Texas, Colorado, and Oklahoma. We would send that to District 1 because, like we said, District 1 doesn't put up much of a chance. We would take them out.
I don't think District 5's got much of a chance. It's got a lot of but it's a really small. District 5 is tiny.
Yeah. So then, since District 5 and District 1 are now been eliminated by us, District 4 and District 2 are probably fighting each other or debating if they should fight us first. But in the long run, even both of them combined, we still have more landmass. So since
One thing
District
is,
4
we
is
have
surrounded,
the 2 states above Texas, and all of Texas go conquer District 1, while the remainder of our states have enough manpower to conquer District 5. And while we're conquering all
Man,
those
I
districts, now we got all this district power. We're going to charge 4, and then we're just going to take 2. Like,
I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't know if Texas alone could take on all of District 1. Because, that's a lot of states it's got to take on.
well, not Texas alone. The 2 states above it would help us too.
That's what I was saying. That's Oklahoma and Colorado. So those 2 would take it. Illinois, though. 4 has Illinois. You got to think about Illinois. I've been up there. It's
All they are is a bunch of noise. Oh, God.
So, based on our observations, District 5 and, Texas would take on District 1. I'd say Texas would barely make it out, but then in the long run, we just gained an entire district and just won that. So now District 1 is orange. All of District 1 is orange. Now, since 2 and 4 would probably try and take us on, they would team up and take us on. But since we are bigger and stronger, we would just destroy them both with all of our states.
District 5 with all the other states while we took District 1. We'd have
Yeah,
all of the.
So basically, in the long run, District 3 would come out on top in the long run. Well, not even in the long run, in the short run. See, District 3, I mean, there's not much you can do if District 3 came over here.
Bro.
First of all, Texas is a complex state. It can be 30 degrees one day and then 80 degrees the next.
On top of that,
a lot of stuff going on there.
Single Texan that don't have a gun in their house, like.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. Like I was saying the other day, I don't think that one person in Texas doesn't have a gun in their home. Like any gun in their home. If you don't have a gun in your home,
I don't have to person ever. Like I love animals. I don't. You could be at all. You still have a gun in your house somewhere.
Yeah, you can still have a gun in your house. I mean, I think I know. Like
I think it's within Texas regulations to have at least one firearm inside your home.
You see, my father, of course, us being hunters, so it's kind of an excuse. My dad alone, my dad likes guns a lot.
Yo, there's more guns. There's enough guns in Texas to give every single man a dozen guns. Like, we're good.
Yeah, we're good with weapons. My dad,
and we have the second highest population and the second most landmass. And though the purple district does have the one with the most landmass, it's one of the least populated. Yellow also has a bunch of, they have California, which is highly populated, but it's highly populated with a bunch of people that just want to smoke weed. So it's populated with a bunch of unhealthy ear stools.
Okay, so basically, judging on our observations, estimated around what the population is in Texas? Like, just on your estimation.
It's the second highest, most populated state.
So I would say maybe
it's also the second largest state.
500,000, maybe a little less.
Way more than that.
Way more? Man, how populated are we? Oh yeah, we have a 7 billion population in the world.
Yeah,
and
there's 300 something million people in America. There's 50 states. We're the second highest populated. Even if you divide that evenly, that gives us 6 million people.
I would say maybe we have 10 million, maybe 11 million people.
Look it up. Let's look it up.
I don't want to look it up. I guess I'll look it up. Population of Texas. One moment. 29 million. So, and California being the highest with 39.5.
But we also got Florida Man that has 21.
Yeah, we have 21,480,000 Florida men.
We have 50 million people between. We have 50 million people between two of our states.
That's very true. We have a lot of people. But that's a lot of Florida men.
It's a bunch of crazy motherfuckers armed with guns,
with crocodiles and everything. See, my dad alone owns 36 guns. Him alone.
Bro,
But us
my
being
dad alone
hunting-
owns, I don't own that many. My dad doesn't get to hunt as much, but he lives in a like suburban area and has like a dozen and a half guns.
Yeah, see, since like in this area of Texas, hunting is a great thing to do. It's like very popular. Well, I wouldn't say very popular, but a lot of people do it.
I don't care what anyone says. District 3 is going to destroy.
And if anybody would like to say otherwise, I don't know what to say.
Where's your argument? You better give me a lecture because it's going to have to be pretty dang detailed.
It has to be detailed. So
We just explained to you how we will destroy you.
we explained.
I
Okay,
heard these districts were announced and that we were about to like America was about to separate into 5 different countries and we were about to go to war. I wouldn't even walk out my door. I wouldn't be scared. I'd continue watching anime. Like, wouldn't even worry about it.
Now, off of the district topic, we've already settled it. District 3 will come out on top in any situation available. Now, here's one other debatable thing I would like to add. What would make society better?
If more people watched anime.
Okay. I wouldn't. It really depends. There's a lot of different animes. If they watched Nichijou, boom, better society instantly. But if they watch something else like, Nichijou's the only anime, you gotta help me. Only anime I know is Nichijou, you gotta help me out here.
It don't matter. More people, just anime in general. It can't be one specific anime. People, if everyone was a weeb, the world would be a better place.
I mean, if everyone was a weeb, then weebs wouldn't exist. It would just be people. So if everyone was a
we would be
weeb,
weeblets. We would be weeblets.
technically, if everyone was a weeb, technically weebs would be extinct because there's no longer exists. Now it's just people.
That's
If
not
you,
how
if you really think about it, what I think of the world would be better if children were not allowed to have any contact with social media until they are 13 or a little bit older than that. Do you
I
agree
think
with me on that?
an age limit on like technologies and stuff.
Yeah. Like,
Oh.
not TV, like, obviously you can watch TV at any age, but what I'm talking about is, like, getting a phone, like, Twitter, all that. Reddit, most definitely. That's a crazy place.
I mean, I don't know. I just think we
Technically-
need more parents making sure they discipline their dang kids.
Very much so. They don't discipline anymore. They call that child abuse. We,
But if
Kids
my
need to
kid
be
starts crying because I didn't get him McDonald's, you know how far across the room he's about to be sent?
you see, like, you don't necessarily need to discipline somebody with physical means. What you can do is, like, mentally physical. First,
buddy, I'm
like-
gonna buy me some brass knuckles for my children.
What you have to do is, like, first physically discipline them, so then, like, they'll know not to do it. If you're gonna discipline somebody physically, do it first. Don't do it later, do it first. Because, like, if you do it later, then, like, if you didn't do it the first time, they're gonna be like, oh, she's fine with this. I'm just gonna keep doing it. That's what kids think. If you don't discipline them the first time, they're just gonna keep doing it.
Bad parenting move. Don't make empty threats.
Oh, don't make empty threats.
That's a bad parenting move. Can't make empty
Empty threats. So basically what you're saying is, like, don't tell your kid not to do something and then they do it and you sit there and watch them.
Don't tell them that you're gonna punish them in certain ways and then not punish them. Like, yeah, that too. Like, don't.
100% agree.
Yeah.
So that would make society
If you
better.
say this is your last chance, oh, it's your last chance.
So what? See, like, you know, most parents say, like, I put you in this world and I can take you out. You know, most parents say that, and then they never
I will
do.
never threaten my kid's life. I will just threaten the structure
Like,
of his bone.
Yes, you need to discipline your kids, but not like it's 1950. I mean, come on now.
I'm not gonna whip him with a belt, but you know.
Like, not with the belt. Like whenever they're young, you gotta teach them what's right and what's
I
wrong.
like the methods of, see, people, I'm a martial artist. In the martial arts world, when you disrespect your sensei, at least in the one I attend, my school, you do push-ups or some kind of physical activity, showing you, one, not to do it, and giving you, two, a disciplined strength. You gain, if you don't learn your mental lesson, at least you got physically stronger. So that's what I'll have my kids do.
Oh, that makes sense.
You're either
Basically,
going to
like,
learn mentally or you're going to learn physically.
the reason
The
number one reason parents don't discipline their kids today is not because they think you shouldn't discipline their kids. It's because they think you should give them something good if they did right, not discipline them if they did wrong. That's what parenting today thinks.
It's like a school system. A 0 is much worse than 100 is good. You have to do something extreme to get something good out of me, but you don't got to do that much for me to get mad at you. Like, that's how it's going to work.
You see, like, here's this quote from an unknown person. That's literally what it's from. It is best to hang on, let me think. It is best to avoid a what's it called? Is it? Hang on, let me see. I have it here somewhere. I have it saved.
Looking up the quote.
Okay, better to avoid a loss than to receive a benefit. You agree on that? It's better to avoid a loss than receive a benefit. You agree with me on that one? Did you die? No, you did. Okay, so basically, what that's trying to say is, like, yes, if you got $1 million, that would be good. But if you were $1 million in debt, that would be worse than $1 million would be good. That's what that is basically saying. So, it's also saying, like, don't risk gambling or any of that, because it's better to avoid a loss and receive a benefit. Oh my god, he died. Quickly. There you are. Welcome back.
You said, did you die? I died.
Yeah, he died. Man, you died. Alright.
Anyway.
Yeah, in the long run, parents, you gotta discipline your kids. I mean, come on now.
It's a real bad world when the kids are telling the parents how to discipline.
When I say discipline, I don't mean like smack them across the face and where they spin 3 times and land on the floor. I mean, like,
depending on what they did.
I mean, it depends on the age. Like, depending on what they did and on the age. Like, if they did something really bad, the power shows them how bad they've done it. Like, let's say they, like, got a 70. I mean, that's not necessarily a discipline, but when I was younger, I would be disciplined for not getting higher grades.
If you pass, I'm happy. I don't want you failing, but if you pass, go on through school. Now, if you just sat there and made 70s your entire school career, and then you get out of high school and you have no skills to show for, and you are just going to sit around and do nothing, well, that was your own dang fault. I ain't about to support you. You get like
that's exactly what it is.
I'm gonna get you like maybe a month after you graduate, give you some time, but that's about it.
Like, it kind of depends on what they feel like doing in the future.
If they show me a plan, they get more time. Nothing.
Yeah, if you have a plan for your future, it's best to start now than never. Like, now than later. If you have a plan for your future, then you're gonna do good. You know what I'm saying?
Man, better have something. So I won't care about their grades if they're gonna do something with their lives.
Yeah, if they know what they're gonna do, like if they say they're gonna be a scientist,
I don't care if they fail, do nothing with their lives as long as they don't bother me about it. Who you?
What you really got to think about is, like, let's say they want to be a scientist. Then what parents do, most parents, like back in like early 2000s, like whenever I was born, what parents would do when you tell them that you wanted to be something, in their head they would think what you needed to do to become that person. So they would push you and help you do what you need to do.
If my kid comes to me and tells me what he wants to be, I'm going to tell him, great, go be it. I'm not going to help him. I'm not going to tell him what he needs to do.
Go be it. I remember. I remember. We were dropping you off. You said if I brought my kid here, I would say just follow the kid who looks the smartest.
Yep. If he tells me he wants to be something, I'll tell him go be it. If he asks me how, I'm going to say go figure it out.
Most annoying thing you can think of. Like, what's your biggest pet peeve? What's one thing you just cannot stand?
I swear, when people go in loop-de-loops. Oh my gosh.
Loops?
Hate loop-de-loops, bro.
What do you mean loop-de-loops?
It's hard to explain. But if you ever tell me I go in loop-de-loops, Yeah, I'm gonna freak out.
Do you just like hate Hot Wheels or something?
No, that's not like that. Not like that. Let's just say we were playing D&D and they were on a ship, and they said we sail to the next island in loop-de-loops. Oh my gosh!
Is there like a backstory to this, or you just personally hate
They
loop-de-loops?
just said we sail to the next island in loop-de-loops, and in my head I was like, why do we got to sail there in loop-de-loops?
The number one thing I hate now, I'm about to make it sound like speech out of this. The number one thing I hate is people. People are just bad. I hate them all. There's a reason behind this. It really depends on what kind of person you are, actually. Like, you know, some people will like help others and do all that. Like, they'll give before taking. But then there's others who like to go in Walmart and dance on top of the cashiers. I mean, I'm not gonna say which website this is mainly on TikTok, but you know, I'm just saying, there's some pretty bad people. Based on what I've seen, all influencers suck.
Yeah, we're the only good influencer.
I don't even know what. To be honest, I'm not even sure what an influencer is.
It's someone who influences people.
But that doesn't make sense to me. Like, everybody influences someone.
TikTok is a trend app. Like, you do something, and it's typically under the expectation that people are going to mimic.
It's not TikTok I hate. It's the people.
I know it's other social media apps too. That's just a joke. But like using it as an example, it's a common thing when you do something on it that people will repeat your actions as a trend. I see what you're saying. So they're influencing people to do those same things, but those same things, you don't need to go do that. Like, come on, bro.
Makes sense. But there is this theory I've developed. We can agree that most of us are Christians here, right?
Well, me and you are.
Okay, so that's 100% already. That's the only two people here. Let me think. So basically, you want to know how like 2020 was just so bad, so is 2022, and now 2021, and so is 2022. You want to know why those three are so bad?
Why?
It's because like around 2019, 2020, social media started to become popular. Like, furries started to exist, different genders started to exist, and all that. So what God was like, he was like, I don't like that, not one bit. So he decided to make the next few years horrible. He put out COVID, threatening war. What happened in 2021?
More
COVID.
More COVID.
So that's why these are so bad. So if we would put an end to all that, delete all social media, then I think everything would go back to normal. But there's this other theory. So basically, you know how the kid fell in Harambe's enclosure, and then they had to put down Harambe?
Oh my gosh, they had to kill Harambe. I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Was it Harambe? I don't know if it was Harambe, because I know the thing is like you're.
Hang on, let me look it up.
I like knives. That's another thing. You think guns are in plenty? Do you know how many Texans carry? My gosh, you cannot be in the state of Texas and not be able to find a knife. Like, it's impossible. You can be in the middle of a school, guarantee you. If like anybody got a knife, you're gonna have a knife.
Okay, so I just looked it up. On May 28th, 2016. Now this sounds pretty right. A 3-year-old boy fell into the animal's enclosure and began to be dragged around by the western lowland gorilla Harambe. Zoo officials had made the difficult decision to shoot Harambe, which resulted in his death. Very unfortunate. Now, not funny thing is, but one thing about it is, whenever the kid fell into that's when the downfall of the world began. Am I wrong? That's
we
whenever
shouldn't
all
We
bad
shouldn't have
things
killed
were starting
Harambe.
to
He was
happen.
protecting us from all the other evil things.
Exactly.
Like the Thor, like Goku and stuff from Dragon Balls. It's all based off the legendary hero of the heavens, the strongest. I don't know the full legends and all that, but it's based off a legendary Monkey King hero of the heavens from some culture. And I'm probably Japanese, but point is, yeah, it's the greatest hero of the heavens is a monkey. Harambe was that Goku, and yet we killed him. And
Killed
thus,
because the stupid child fell into the enclosure.
yeah, dumb kid caused it all. We should shoot that kid. I'm just kidding.
And if you really think about it, that kid right now, since he was 3 in 2016, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, he would be 9 right now. So he's in school. So everyone at his school look at him every day and like, that's the kid who resulted in Harambe's death.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about it.
Didn't have to die for that. He didn't do that.
I mean, I wouldn't say he had to die. I mean, you could have like, I wouldn't say. I mean, probably the kid. I don't know how he fell in there, but he was just being dragged.
I'd fire the worker that allowed the kid to like fall in there.
Yeah, there's people watching 100% of the time. Were they just like going through TikTok or something?
Yes, so.
I mean, unbelievable. It's unbelievable. They didn't have to kill Harambe.
Yo, Jacob. So you know this podcast is 50 minutes. Are we going for an hour, bro?
Yeah, sure. We can go for an hour. So if you really think about it, I saw this video once. Basically, it was this guy with his son, like his toddler son, his baby son. He went into the elephant enclosure, pulled out his phone, and started filming a selfie or something. And the elephant charged at him, and like the man turned around at the last second and ran out. And the elephant did this really big roar. And then this guy was talking about it, saying how if that would have gotten to the kid or even the man and somebody gotten hurt, they would have had to put down the elephant because this idiot wouldn't come and make a video. And I see that's why I hate humanity. Like some people, like some of them just like go into shops, like shopping places, and just like mess with the coworkers and like just screw with them. I mean, like maybe joke with them, that's fine, but actually messing with them like their job, like maybe like
they tell you to leave, like
like opening a can of soda and like throwing it everywhere. That's what I'm talking about messing with. Like you shouldn't do that. Also, people like I don't know if they're considered Karens or not, but they would start filming, go in a place and make like a big scene, but they're filming. So like if somebody actually did retaliate, they would have it on film and then sue that person. Trying to get attention.
Strategies, bro.
I saw this guy who was trying to do it, but then like the manager stepped in and said, "Hey, can I come talk with you outside?" And he said, "Oh yeah, sure." So he walked out the door, she shut it behind him, and then just locked it, which was an absolute genius move.
Was the camera outside? Like what happened with all that?
Yeah, basically, like this guy walked in, started recording, but somebody was recording that man trying to make a scene. Then the manager came up and like said, I'll speak with you outside about this problem you're having or something. Then whenever the man walked outside, she just shut the door and locked it. So basically she shut the man out and like kicked him out, but without even asking him to. Of course he asked him to leave, but then she just played.
Outsmarted the man.
Outsmarted him. You see, there are good people in society too. Like, there's these certain people who would, like, ask for, like, maybe, like, something, like... There was this one person who asked this homeless man for, like, $5 and to do something at the subway, which, of course, it wasn't real. It was a lie. So, when the homeless man was actually going to give him $5, he, gave him the $5, but then he gave him back, like, $5,000 or something, or $500. I don't really know how much it was. But it was a lot of money. And then he said, why would you help me out even though you're homeless? And he says, because you needed it. That's what good people are. Exactly. So, anything you would like to comment in?
Yo, people are people.
People are people.
All people. Be nice.
There are some good people and some bad people. You really
I
gotta
was
make.
watching this one YouTube video. It may have been a TikTok. We used to put TikToks on YouTube videos, but I don't watch it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, point is. It was on a YouTube video. This guy was like talking to an alien, and he was like trying to explain to him Jesus, and like, why do you believe Jesus was like this guy? He's like, he told us to be nice to people. He's like, has anyone else ever done that? Oh yeah, this one other guy, Martin Luther King. It's like, okay, what happened to the two of them? So the only two people that has ever told you to be nice to people,
that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Now that you mentioned. See, like, there are good people and bad people. You really gotta make out who is who. Basically, like, yeah.
Be nice.
Also, about school, I don't think. Basically, you should teach us basic math. Like Algebra 1 is all we need. We don't need Algebra 2. Nothing in Algebra 2 is ever going to be in use. And to test this theory, go up, ask your parents a simple Algebra 2 problem that you can do, and if they can't do it, that means they've never used it after school.
That is true.
That is exactly what it means. Like history, I get it. The only reason we learn history is to learn from our mistakes. But the reason we learn Spanish is because so we can let's say somebody's speaking Spanish, we could actually show them that we look smart.
That's a Texas thing because we're on the Mexico.
Yeah, we are on the border of Mexico, but yeah. What other subjects are there? Physics, science, all that. We gotta learn that. I mean, physics, I wouldn't say it's as important, but it's something you can know. I mean, there is a saying that goes around, it's best to have something you don't need than to need something you don't have. So that's basically what the entire school is based off of. It's best to have something you don't need than to need something you don't have. Which, we will eventually forget these things, but there was actually this man who did this, thing. His school had him memorize what, the 13th president of the United States. Basically, the video started off with him pulling out his phone and going, H-E-Y, I can't say it because then my phone would go, he goes, hey Siri, basically, right? Okay, it didn't work. He does that, and then he says, what is the 13th president of the United States? And then Siri answers, and he says, the fact that I know that the 13th president is such and such just goes to show that the school isn't teaching the right things. My school made me memorize this, so it took up some of my brain storage. So the school made it memorize, so it took up, I don't know which part of the brain helps with your memory, but it does have a storage, and
the hippocampus. I don't know, I'm just naming the only part of the brain that I know.
The what?
The hippocampus, something like that.
What is that used for?
I don't know the part, I just know it's a part of the brain.
You just know the name?
Yeah.
So basically, what he was saying is that nowadays, since we can just go to Siri and then ask them the question, if we ever even needed it, needed to know who the 13th president of the United States, why would we need to know that? No idea at all. You can ask anybody. Not many people would name that because they wouldn't use it. But if you ask some people how to change a tire, they would know that. I guarantee you. Most people who are subscribed to this channel don't know how to change a tire. I guarantee you it. Do you know how to change a tire?
I mean,
let's say
I've seen it done. I could probably figure it out.
Let's say you were driving on a road, boom, tire popped. Would you be able to change it without any help? Would you need to call your dad to come help you?
I don't know. I could probably do it. I've seen it.
You could probably do it. I know how to change a tire because I specifically wanted to go learn how to do that. So I learned the two basic things about vehicles: how to change your oil and tire. Oh, also your your air freshener thingy, air filter. How to change your air filter? The air filter is simple. You take it out, blow it off, and put it back in. There's nothing to it.
Complicated at all.
There's this other thing he taught me. Like, he taught me a bunch of gears in it, but since he only taught me once, like, I only have one session.
The hour mark happens to be 7:11.
Oh boy, 7-Eleven. What does that mean?
Well, I don't know. It rhymes.
It rhymes. 7-Eleven. That's a gas station. So, anyways, schools needs to teach things you will use in life, not things you will use never. Like, this is the thing. The only time you will use Algebra 2 is if you go to college. That's the only time you ever use it. And then after college, you're never going to use it again. But you're going to have a degree. But you got to think, even having a college degree doesn't necessarily mean you'll get into it. You also need skill. So if you want to do something and it needs a college degree, have skill with that as well. Don't just get the college degree and expect them to hire you. Like, they would more likely hire someone with experience than a degree for it, because the person with experience knows what they are doing. But the person with the degree just got the paper and just showed up. But if you want the guaranteed job, get the degree and then get some experience in that field. So then you would pretty much be hired.
Yeah. It's 7:12. Dang.
Man, it's gone. So I would say we've had a pretty good podcast here. I would say that'd be the end of it. What do you think?
Yeah.
Think that's the end?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll close this off. What did we do last outro? Yeah, we had our guest speaker say something, but since our guest speaker isn't here with us right now, Ahmet, what would you like to say?
My knife, it's sharp.
Good. Great job, my man. Good job. Alright, so I'd say that's the end of it. Yeah. Oh, also, I was thinking, after I get done uploading all the Walking Dead episodes, what if I did another VR series? But I would, like, have a video, like, get this to 100 likes or 50 likes, but it not being a short, but get to 100, and I'd make a series on FNAF Help Wanted. Because that game is very scary, so I'm gonna need 100 likes for that.
You need 100 likes for that.
It cannot be a short, though. But we have to wait till all the Walking Dead series are out. All the Walking Dead episodes. I have about, a lot more to actually upload, so maybe like sometime next month they'll all be uploaded. No, maybe this month. It's still the beginning of the month, right?
I don't know if you've ever
16th?
gotten
It's already the 16th?
one video. I'm not sure.
Maybe like early April. That's whenever like all the episodes will be done. But anyways, off topic. That's the end of this podcast. Remember, this is every Wednesday. If you want to come over here and listen to these live, like the two amazing audiences are, then yes, you can come here and just listen live. Don't expect much when you join the server. There's one emoji because I don't feel like making emojis. I have better things to do. So remember, join the server if you want to. And I don't know what else to say, so that's it. Later, fellas.